Hey y'all, what's up? It's Friday, so I'm gonna keep it black, but I'm gonna keep it brief. Whew, I'm tired already. I haven't done a top-down big picture episode yet, so I think it's time. I know you probably wanted to hear me read down a certain bleach blonde bad Bill Bush body, but Sister Jasmine Crockett has already taken care of that. Now, Joe Biden carried his ass down to Morehouse College to do a commencement speech last Sunday. And as some students turned their backs to him, one displaying a large Palestinian flag, he announced that he will be calling for an immediate ceasefire. Now, my first thought was publicity stunt, pandering for black votes. But if so, why ain't nobody talking about it? For such a long-awaited action, why wasn't this announcement posted everywhere? Even if somebody on staff decided it would be best not to shout from the mountaintops that he waited to do this at a graduation at a top 5 HBCU, why wasn't there no press conferences afterwards? No follow-through. Between this and discovering earlier this week that our tax dollars are going to people completely wasting our time talking about sex workers and eyelashes, it is no surprise that our government continues to disappoint us. And in addition to Palestine, conflicts in Sudan, the Congo, and Haiti are still brewing and reaching cataclysmic heights. And while you might be saying that you got enough right here on American soil to worry about, there are linkages between those goings on abroad and the suffering Americans and black people are facing right here. And to be frank, it's important that we are able to spot them so we can keep our foot on the necks of oppression and systemic injustice globally until our representatives get in line. Y'all may remember from a previous episode I made on Sudan that 9 million people have been displaced by a violent tug of war of power and control. I also did an episode on the Democratic Republic of Congo, illustrating that since the end of the Rwandan genocide, which was Belgium's fault for sowing discord between the Hutu and the Tutsi, different factions have been at war trying to take control over the region. 6 million people have been displaced there. Because the area is rich in resources like cobalt and copper and sits in the middle of high-traffic commercial trade routes, France and the UK, America, and many others have had a hand in escalating the crisis without providing any aid in any way, shape, or form. Haiti has a similar story. Since the assassination of President Jovenel Moïse in 2021, opposing factions, being called gangs in this moment, have caused a recent wave of violence, displacing near 200,000 people. And some of this can be traced all the way back to the 90s when Clinton destroyed Haiti's rice farming industry and their ability to self-sustain by forcing them to drop tariffs on imported subsidized rice. And on top of that, political turmoil has weakened the state capacity. Economic and environmental shocks have put 90% of Haitians under the poverty line, and 50% of them are facing crisis levels of food insecurity. And of course, there's Palestine, taking up most of the space on the world stage because for some time, we could actually see what was going on. And if I may, let's be honest, because those people are not black and are not located in Africa, everybody cares. There's an array of connection points between all of these crises: colonization, racism, displacement, sexual violence, and intentional lack of media attention, human rights violations. But above all else, what connects them is an insidious greed for money, power, resources, and land. And we see it over and over again throughout all of history. It's an oppression playbook, and once you learn the signals, it becomes very easy to spot the plays being called, no matter where they take place. And if we're really keeping it hot, because of the failures and blind spots of the American experiment, America done taught a lot of these people everything they know. For instance, Hitler's Nuremberg laws, which laid out the legal foundation to allow the Holocaust to take place, were directly inspired by the Jim Crow laws that legalized brutalities against black people in America. And on the other hand, the way America has handled resistance has also influenced the rest of the world. Israel, even though it's beef right now, even had a Black Panther Party of their own. In the late 60s into the 1970s, a group of young Moroccan Jewish people started meeting to organize against the poor living conditions of African Jews living in Israel. So, I say all this to say there are oppressed people everywhere. And though the context and situations may vary, it's usually just the same horse of a different color. It's like Huey P. Newton said, we must gain security in ourselves and therefore have respect and feelings for all oppressed people. You guys are asking how can we use our energy for them and watch them potentially gain respect and protection we don't even have here, when the question should be, how can we allow ourselves to feel respected and protected in whatever progress made on our end while watching other oppressed people continue to live without any progress at all?